Inspiration this morning. And this morning, my topic I want to talk about is you versus you. And, because yesterday I kind of think these two topics coincide together because yesterday I talked about accepting the things that you cannot change. And you versus you plays a big part in you being able to accept the things that you cannot change. Because the thing is, when it's you versus you, it's you and you're thinking with your subconscious, your conscious mind way of thinking, but you're not allowing your subconscious mind to make the decision. So basically, what it is, your conscious mind way of thinking is the way that you've been programmed to think. And that's what causes you a lot of times to not be able to make good decisions in life because you have been programmed to think a certain way. Like say for instance, we have been programmed to think, go to school, get a good job, go to school, get good grades, graduate with honors, go to college, get a 4-year degree, and get a good job, and the rest is history. And now we live that great life that everybody has pictured for us to live. But that's the conscious mind way of thinking. Because once you do that, when you go to school, you get good grades, you graduate with honors, you get a 4-year degree, you get a job. You get a 9 to 5, and now you're in an industry working a job, and now you're time broke. Now you're living from paycheck to paycheck, and now you're drowning in student loan debt. But that your you versus you, your conscious mind way of thinking, you think that you have hit the jackpot because you don't see nothing beyond that, because that's everything that you have been taught to do, is to do those things by thinking with your conscious mind. So you never think with your subconscious mind, which is way broader than your conscious mind, to think that just, well, maybe, is there a better way than just working a 9 to 5? Is there a way that I can create a second strand of income on top of what I'm doing? And then a lot of times you may think about doing that, but then your conscious mind will overrule your subconscious mind way of thinking, and you'll make the decision not to do that because of the simple fact that you will do what you're normally used to doing, and what works. Because a lot of people knows that working a 9 to 5, all they have to do is just go in there and clock in and show up, and do what they need to do when they go in there, and they make their money. And now, but when you think with your subconscious mind way of thinking, and you think broader than that, then you get to thinking about, okay, if I invest in myself and then this doesn't work, then what? But see, the thing is, that's you thinking with your conscious mind and not thinking with your subconscious mind. That's why it's you versus you. You are allowing yourself to talk yourself out of making a decision because you're thinking with your conscious mind and not your subconscious mind, and telling yourself that, hey, why don't I invest in a second strand of income, because I know that this can give me a better lifestyle than this 9 to 5 that I'm working. So you have to adapt the confidence within your subconscious mind to overrule your conscious mind way of thinking, if that makes any sense. So basically, you cannot, and that's why a lot of times it's you versus you, because you talk yourself out of making a good decision, or you talk yourself out of being able to overcome something. Say, because just like yesterday, and I talked about fear. A lot of people think with their conscious mind, and they don't think with their subconscious mind, and they let fear overpower them, and they're never able to conquer it and overcome it. That's why it's you versus you. You don't think that you can get over the things that are fearing you with your conscious mind way of thinking, because that's the way you've been programmed to think, that you're going to live in fear all your life. But you should think with your subconscious mind and say, well, you know what? I've had a fear of afraid of heights for so long. Now it's time for me to face these heights, so I don't fear that anymore. But a lot of times, like I said, that's why it's you versus you, because you allow yourself to not make that decision to face those heights that you're afraid of, because your conscious mind way of thinking tells you that you cannot do it. So this is what I'm saying to you. Never let you versus you stop you from doing what you want to do. Because a lot of times we make decisions in life based upon the way things have went in our past. And we tend to believe, which is our conscious mind way of thinking, and we never think about our subconscious mind way of thinking and say, well, you know what, maybe I did things in my past and I failed, but now I'm thinking with my conscious, my subconscious mind way of thinking, and now I'm gonna say, well, hey, you know, maybe I did fail, but now I'm gonna strive harder the next time and I'm gonna be successful. But a lot of times we never get to that point because it's you versus you, and you allow your conscious mind way of thinking to talk you out of your subconscious mind way of thinking, and you make the decision, you know, not to do that, not to face those fears head on, or not to make those business decisions, or not to do the things that it be on your mind to do it, but then you allow your conscious mind way of thinking to talk your subconscious mind out of it. And a lot of times that's what we have to learn how to not do, because we never know in life when you're based in a situation where you have to make a decision, or you have to let something go, or whatever that you feel. Say you got to make a decision and you feel like this is a decision that you have to make, as far as, and you have to look at you and your family and how this decision is going to affect you and your family within the way that you make this decision. So now it becomes you versus you. And what you do, you think, you say, well, okay, you think with your conscious mind, say, well, you know what, I really want to do this, you know, but I just don't think I can be successful. You know, you have to let that conscious mind way of thinking, and think with that subconscious mind way of thinking, and say, man, I'm gonna give this a shot, and I'm gonna try as hard as I can to be successful, and I will be successful. And I believe in myself that I can be successful at doing this, whatever the task is. You know, whether it's investing in a business, or whether it's just you making a decision in life that can affect you for the rest of your life. Because you have to realize, when it's you versus you, and you have to make a decision in life that can affect you and your family for the rest of your life, then you have to realize that you have to make the most wisest decision that you can. And you cannot let you versus you, you know, which that's you having a battle with yourself, trying to make a decision, and it causes you to think you out, to talk yourself out of making the right decision, and then you regret it down the line. You know, so that's why when it's you versus you, you should always concentrate on two levels. Concentrate on your conscious mind way of thinking, and concentrate on your subconscious mind way of thinking, but always allow your subconscious mind way of thinking to outweigh your conscious mind way of thinking. Because if you don't, now you're going to be at a position in your life to where every time it comes to making a decision, you're not going to make the right decision that is best for you and your family. Or if it's just you at this point in time, that's what's going to benefit you, because you're going to always allow your conscious mind way of thinking to talk you out of thinking with your subconscious mind, which is a broader mind that thinks more on a higher level, that has more belief than your conscious mind way of thinking. So that's why it's you versus you when you make a lot of decisions in life. But you got to realize, when you come to the point in life to where you have to make a very important decision, you have to weigh out all the obstacles, and you have to look at all the obstacles with clear vision. You cannot go in looking at, when it's you versus you and making a decision, you cannot go in looking at all the obstacles and making this decision with a clouded vision. Because if you go in with a clouded vision, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to make the right decision that is right for you. And then down the line, you're going to regret it. You're going to say, man, I had this big opportunity, man, and I allowed my mind to doubt and talk myself out of this great opportunity. And now I see this great opportunity that is moving real big and is making money and doing that. Because if you think about it, look at Bitcoin when it came out. A lot of people thought with their conscious mind, and they never thought with their subconscious mind to believe that Bitcoin was going to be something big. They never did. And now look at how big Bitcoin is. But all those people that at that point in time that did not think with their subconscious mind and did not see it broader, being broader than what it was at that time, because that was their conscious mind way of thinking, and they did not think with their subconscious mind to think that it would be bigger. They didn't invest. And I can tell you right now, they regret it. Just like, and then look at another company, look at Amazon. When Amazon first came out, people wouldn't invest in stocks in Amazon because they didn't think Amazon was going to be big. Now, all the people that had the opportunity to invest in stocks in Amazon, when Amazon first came out, they didn't do it because they let their conscious mind talk them out of their subconscious mind way of thinking to believe that Amazon was going to be a big thing. And now they didn't do it, and now they regret it. But it's the same way with your daily lifestyle. Within you making decisions on everything in life, you should always go in with a clear vision and a clear mind and think real hard before you make that decision, because it's always you versus you. You're going to always have the thing going on in your mind where it's you versus you. Something's going to be telling you to do it, and something's going to be telling you not to do it because it's going to be telling you that you're going to fail. But if you listen to what's telling you not to do it and you don't do it, I can tell you right now, that's when you fail, because you never gave it a chance to see if you could do it. You never believed it in your subconscious mind way of thinking that you could achieve it. And it's the same way, like I said, when your daily walks of life and everything that you do, say for instance, you say, okay, I'm gonna go and I want a new car. So you go to the car lot and you look at this new car, and then you let your conscious mind way of thinking talk you out of it, because you say, well, you know what, this is a nice car, but you know what, I don't think I can afford it, so I'm not gonna do it. I mean, because it's gonna do this. But why should you, when you want something in life, why should you let you versus you, which is yourself, talk you out of getting what you deserve in life? You should be thinking, well, you know what, this is a nice car, and this car will benefit me and my family in a great way. And I'm gonna think, instead of thinking with my conscious mind way of thinking, I'm gonna think with my subconscious mind way of thinking, and I'm gonna believe and I'm gonna trust that I can afford this car, and I'm gonna be driving this car, and I'm gonna have this car in my driveway. Now, you're not having that battle with you versus you, because you're not allowing yourself to talk you out of making a decision when you want something. And I can tell you, in life, we always have this battle of you versus you. The same way when you're going through something in life, you may be going through a situation of a lost loved one, and now it's you versus you, because you don't want to let it go. You know what I'm saying? And move on. Because you're so hurt because the person is gone, but you have to realize the person is gone from the physical realm of the body, but there's still an angel in heaven that is looking over you. So that's where your subconscious mind way of thinking comes in, and you start to see the memories, the good memories that you had of that person being on this earth, and now you are able to let that go, and now it's no longer you versus you, and now it no longer causes you hurt and pain that damages you for years that you can't let go of. So that's why I said we have these battles going on within ourselves, which is you versus you. And when it comes to making decisions, a lot of times we think with our conscious mind way of thinking, and we don't allow our subconscious mind to open up and think for us. And that's why we make decisions. And that's why, when things go on in our life that makes us sad, we hold on to them, for too long. And that's why we go in states of depression and all those different things, because sometimes we don't realize, how much it's hurting us, because it's you versus you. You want to let it go, but then you want to hold on to it at the same time. So that's why it's you. That's why I say it's you versus you. But you have to learn how not to let you versus you stop you from making the right decision, no matter what it is. Because when you allow you versus you to stop you from making the right decision, no matter what it is, you never get to the next level in life. So my message to you this morning is to learn how to deal with your conscious mind way of thinking and your subconscious mind way of thinking, so you don't have this battle going on in your head as you versus you. Because a lot of times people will hold grudges on people forever because it's you versus you. They'll keep going back, they'll keep replaying what that particular person did to them wrong. And now it's you versus you. And now you have that in your mind, in your conscious mind way of thinking, and you never let it go, because you never think about it from your subconscious mind way of thinking, to realize that, hey, maybe when that person did me wrong, maybe something was going on in their life that they was dealing with, and it caused them to do me that way. So you have to look at different situations in life before you just decide to make a decision about something or someone and decide to hold a grudge against someone for something that they did, because it could have been something going on in their life that caused them to do that. And it wasn't really them. And right now, to this day, they could be a whole new different person. But you cannot allow you versus you to hold that grudge against them for something they did to you 20 years ago, because it's going to hold you back from moving on to the next level in life, to where you want to be. So you have to learn how to deal with that battle that goes on inside of your head, which is you versus you, when it comes to making decisions and forgiving people and respecting people and treating people right and making good decisions in life, to where you can benefit from, and it can improve you and your family's lifestyle. Because if you don't allow, to think on a different mindset level than just your conscious mind way of thinking, and never adapt the subconscious mind way of thinking, you're never going to think above and broad and beyond whatever the situation is. And now you're going to always have that you versus you. You're going to say, well, I think I should do it, but I'm not going to do it because of A, B, C, and D. And you can never have that battle going on in your head. You always have to have a clear head and have clear thoughts when you set out to make a decision. And I keep doing this, man, because I got that awesome new product that we sell, which is Zens. And it is, mood enhancer technology. You can't even really see it. It's in my nose right now, but it's a mood enhancer technology. And the one I have this morning is energy. So every time I breathe, I'm breathing energy. So that's just a new technology that, we have in the business that I do for a living. But I'll get back to you versus you. But anyway, like I said, you just have to look at, when it comes to you versus you, you want to make the most wise decision that you possibly can. Because we all realize that we have those battles going on inside our head. I have those battles going on inside my head. That's the reason why I'm talking you versus you, because I'm talking to myself. I deal with it on a daily basis, dealing with business. It'd be me versus me sometimes, because sometimes, I'll be thinking about doing something, and then I'll allow my conscious mind way of thinking to talk me out of it. But I'm getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, work on it, work on the situation to where you can get better at it when it comes to you versus you, and don't let your conscious mind way of thinking talk your subconscious mind out of making a good decision. Because when you do that, now things happen and you wish you had did it, but you didn't do it. And the reason why you didn't do it is because you allowed your conscious mind way of thinking to overpower your subconscious mind way of thinking, which is much more broader thinking pattern. And then it caused you to make a decision not to do it because you had all these things, battles going on in your head with you versus you. So now, you felt like you were not able to do the things that you needed to do or accomplish the things that you needed to accomplish because you had that battle going on in your head to where it was you versus you. And I'm telling you right now, if you're going to get to the next level in life, no matter what it is, no matter whether it's physically, financially, mentally, whatever it is, you got to learn to deal with you versus you. And you versus you is your way of thinking. It's your conscious mind way of thinking versus your subconscious mind way of thinking. And you got to learn how to think more on a higher level with your subconscious mind way of thinking than your conscious mind way of thinking, because your conscious mind way of thinking is the way we were programmed. Because people tell you all the time, they say, man, you know what, man, what he did to you, man, I would never forgive him for that, man. I would never forgive her for that. Why would you believe in them to let them dictate your life and your decisions and who you should forgive or not forgive? You can't do that, because the thing is, when they saying that, they have a miserable life too, and they want you to be miserable right along with them. You know what the old saying says, misery loves company. So why would you allow their misery to become your company? That's why I say you cannot deal with you versus you. You got to learn how to make a decision and not battle with yourself and use more of your subconscious mind way of thinking than your conscious mind way of thinking. Because if you look at it right now, a lot of things happen in people's lives because they battle with themselves on making a decision. I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there right now that is battling with their self right now on making a decision. But it's you versus you. But I'm here to tell you this morning, in my morning inspiration, my advice to you is find a way to have a clear head and a clear mind and clear your thoughts and get away from you versus you. Because if you stay with you versus you, 9 out of 10, when you make a decision, it turns out not to be the right decision that you wanted to make, because you allowed your conscious mind way of thinking not to think with your subconscious mind way, which was more broader, to where you could have seen a bigger picture than the situation you was in. And now you made the decision, and now you said, man, you know what? I wish I'd have followed my first mind. Your first mind way of thinking is your subconscious mind way of thinking. It gives you it tells you what you should do. So that's why I say you should never let you versus you cause you to make a decision that you really didn't want to make, but you allowed the battle in your head with your conscious mind way of thinking to overpower your subconscious mind way of thinking because of what someone had said. And you allowed that to stick in your head, and now it caused you to make a decision that you really didn't want to, but you made that decision based upon what somebody else told you. But let me tell you something, in life, you have to make your own decision. You have to make up your own mind. You have to allow yourself how to deal with this you versus you situation that's going on inside your head. And like I said, go in with clear thoughts, a clear thought pattern, and an open mindset. And now, 9 times out of 10, your subconscious mind will come to you and give you the decision you should make, and you should listen to it. Because, I said a long time back, if 9 times out of 10, half of the decisions that I made in my life, had I listened to my subconscious mind way of thinking than my conscious mind way of thinking, I would have been further in life than where I am right now. But I can't change yesterday. All I can do is do something about tomorrow and the next day and moving forward. But that was a lesson learned for me, that I had to learn how to deal with that battle that went on inside my head of you versus you, to where I had to think more and listen to my subconscious mind way of thinking versus my conscious mind way of thinking, because it's a much broader thinking pattern than your conscious mind way of thinking. Your conscious mind way of thinking is going to tell you, man, you can't do that. Man, you shouldn't do that. Man, you're not going to be successful at that. But your subconscious mind way of thinking is going to tell you, man, do that. Go for it. You're going to be great at it. Man, forgive that person. Why are you holding on to it? What is it doing for you? How has it helped you in your life? Man, take that risk. Invest in that business. But your conscious mind way of thinking is gonna say, man, don't invest in that business, you'll fail. I know too many people that's done failed in that business. That business is not successful. You don't listen to your conscious mind way of thinking. You listen to your subconscious mind way of thinking. The mind that is telling you that you can succeed, that you can achieve these things in life, that you're setting out to go out and achieve. Because if you allow you versus you to take over you, then you're never going to make a right decision in life. You're always going to make a decision based upon your conscious mind way of thinking, and that's going to be what you've heard, what you've been taught, what you believe. Sometimes you got to go be abroad and beyond with your subconscious mind way of thinking and outweigh the old beliefs that of how you grew up and what people instilled in your head. You know, I was told that when I was growing up, you know, because of all the things I did when I was growing up, that I wasn't going to amount to nothing. But did I believe it? No, I didn't allow you versus you inside my head to believe and receive what people had said about me. I started thinking with my subconscious mind way, and I said, you know what? I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to prove to them that I am going to be successful. I'm going to prove to them that I'm going to be this first generational millionaire. And now, guess what? All the people that said that I wasn't going to amount to nothing, right now, they honor me and they respect me and they're proud of me. They said, Greg, man, you've come a long way, man. I would have never thought that you would become the man that you are today, to have the knowledge that you have and to be able to inspire people like you do. But guess what? How do you think I learned that knowledge, and how do you think I was able to do all that? I let you versus you go. I didn't let what people thought about me stop me. I didn't let how people treated me stop me. You know, I went after my own dreams. I went after my own visions, and I'm achieving them. I hadn't achieved them all because I haven't became the first generational millionaire in my family yet, but I'm going to be. You know why I'm going to be? Because I'm not going to allow you versus you, the thinking pattern of my mind of you versus you, hold me back from being that first generational millionaire. Because I'm not going to allow what people think about me, how people feel about me, stop me from moving on to my next destination, into building my wealth, so I can create a better lifestyle for me and my family, and we can live the lifestyle that we deserve. And I suggest the same thing to you. Don't allow you versus you to stop you from getting what you deserve in life, because you deserve the best. You deserve better than what you have right now. So I'm telling you right now, if you're working a 9 to 5 and it's you versus you, and you don't want to invest in something else to create a second strand of income on top of what you're doing, stop letting you versus you stop you, and make that decision and step out on a leap of faith and try. Because you never know until you allow your subconscious mind way of thinking to take over how smart you are. I'll say that again. You never know how smart you are until you allow your subconscious mind way of thinking to take over how smart you are. You never know. You never tell yourself what you cannot do if you've never tried. You never tell yourself what you cannot achieve if you've never strived. You know, you never tell yourself who you can be if you never believed in yourself. You never tell yourself if you're going to be successful or unsuccessful if you've never tried to be successful. So, like I said, I'm just saying these words because I'm speaking to myself. Like I say, every morning I do a morning inspiration. It's not for you, it's for me. It gives me drive, and it gives me that drive and that push when I'm building my business throughout the day to push harder, to strive more, to build a much larger business, to put more people in on a daily basis. It's all helping me, but I'm also giving it to you, and I'm praying and I'm hoping that the things that I'm saying to you is helping you as well, and it's helping you to improve your lifestyle just as well as it's helping me to improve mine and enhance my learning pattern. You know, I want you to enhance your learning pattern too as well. So that's why I say you cannot allow you versus you, which is your conscious mind way of thinking, outweigh your subconscious mind way of thinking. Because you know, a lot of times when, say for instance, you may be thinking about something, and then all of a sudden you can't make a decision, and then something, a little voice comes in your head and say, just do it. And then you don't listen to that voice, you listen to, man, I ain't never been successful doing that. How am I going to be successful? That's your conscious mind way of thinking, because you have been programmed to believe that you can only do certain things in life. But your subconscious mind way of thinking just told you to do it. So listen to your first mind, because your first mind, whatever comes to mind first, or your first thought, is always the best decision to make. Anytime you overthink your first thought pattern of thinking when your mind is telling you something, 9 times out of 10, you make a decision based upon how you came up, what you was taught, what you believe, and that's not the way to go. You know, man, another blessing, my hand itching. But like I said, you know, you just have to look at it from a point of view to where when it comes to you versus you, think more with your subconscious mind way of thinking than you do with your conscious mind way of thinking. And if you do that and you're able to accept that and able to do those things, another blessing, itching. But like I said, you know, and you're able to do those things, then you will be able to take your life to the next level. You will be able to make wise decisions from here on out. So I challenge you, learn how to deal with that you versus you, and always follow your first mind and your first thought. Because 9 times out of 10, that's your subconscious mind way of thinking telling you to make that decision. So don't allow your conscious mind way of thinking to talk you out of making a wise decision when it comes to life, when it comes to making a decision, and no matter what you're doing. It could be something big or it could be something small, but never allow you versus you, which is your conscious mind way of thinking, talk you out of your subconscious mind way of thinking, because it's way broader than your conscious mind way of thinking. It's like your subconscious mind is you self-educating yourself. You know, it's you taking yourself to the level to where you need to be. You know, it's not nobody else, and it's you not listening to nobody else. It's you listening to yourself, because that's why they call it your subconscious mind way of thinking. It's you thinking, and now you got to believe that whatever first thought comes to your mind and it tells you to do something, do it, whether you understand it or not. Because I'm telling you, that's your subconscious mind way of thinking, and telling you, hey, think broader than your conscious mind way of thinking. You know, I don't know if you remember Bob Proctor or not, but he's the one came up with that theory of the conscious mind way of thinking and the subconscious mind way of thinking. You know, because like I said, I learn knowledge, I self-educate myself, I read books every day, but you know what? It grows my subconscious mind way of thinking. And now I think less with my conscious mind way of thinking. So now I don't have that battle going on in my head of you versus you, because I'm able to overcome that because I think more with my subconscious mind way of thinking than I do with my conscious mind way of thinking. So, you know, I just wanted to bring that in this morning as you versus you, because it kind of ties into my morning inspiration from yesterday when I said, accept the things that you cannot change. But a lot of times you versus you causes you to stay where you are and you don't move on because you make the decision and believe that you cannot move on because you allow your conscious mind way of thinking to take over your subconscious mind way of thinking to where you don't think above and broader and beyond, you know, what you could think or imagine. And that's why a lot of people today don't invest in themselves because they allow that you versus you, which is your subconscious mind way of thinking, you allow other people's opinions of situations when you go to them and you believe what they say, and you never allow your subconscious mind way of thinking to think for yourself. You know, try thinking more for yourself and less believing what people say, and see how much your life changes. See, that's what I did. I started thinking more of myself in my own thinking pattern, in my own beliefs, and me believing in myself that I could be successful in whatever I set out to do, that I would be able to overcome that you versus you battle that goes on in my head, because I was not going to allow negativity to come into it. I'm going to keep positivity in there. So if you keep a positive mindset at all times, you don't have a problem with thinking with your subconscious mind, because that's the positive one. You know, your conscious mind, you know, that's the program. You got to get deprogrammed from the conscious mind and program yourself to the subconscious mindset. And I guarantee you, if you allow to do that, you allow yourself to do that, you will not have that battle that goes on inside of your head with you versus you. You will be able to make a decision based upon your subconscious mind way of thinking, and your conscious mind will be obsolete. You will no longer believe, you will no longer think that way. You know, because me right now, I don't believe that there's nothing in this world that my subconscious mind and me cannot achieve. And you should believe the same way and not have that battle going on in your head of you versus you. Because like I said, it's a dangerous thing. When you cannot overcome the battle that goes on in your head with you versus you and make a right decision with a clear mindset and with clear thoughts and clear vision, a lot of times you regret the decision you made. How many people out there right now that's going through this battle of you versus you? And I know it's some right now going through it. So I'm saying to you, all the people out there right now that's going through this battle of you versus you, think more with your subconscious mind way of thinking and think less with your conscious mind way of thinking. And if you do that, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want in life. You'll get to whatever level you want to be. You'll be able to walk away from that 9 to 5 and live the lifestyle you want to, because you'll believe in yourself. Once you invest in something else on top of what you're doing, your conscious mind way of thinking will tell you you're going to be successful. All you got to do is follow what it's telling you to do. But your subconscious mind way of thinking is going to tell you you're going to be successful. But your conscious mind way of thinking will tell you that you're not. You know, so you got to think above and beyond, broader than what you can think or imagine. Now, let me say that again. You got to think above and beyond whatever you could think or imagine or visualize. Because once you start to do that, now you don't have that battle going on in your head, which is you versus you. Now you're able to get away from you versus you. And I know everybody in life battles with you versus you every day, but you just have to think more with your subconscious mind way of thinking and think less with your conscious mind way of thinking, because that's the way you use program. But like I said, I hope each and every one of you all, got something out of this morning, inspiration this morning. And I hope it's something that resonates with you and you really think about thinking more with your subconscious mind way of thinking than your conscious mind. And you'll see the difference in your life. You will see things start to change in your life. You will see things start to shift, and you will allow yourself to cut loose the things that's not moving you forward in life. You will learn how to separate. In other words, you will learn how to separate the mindset from negative to positive. And you'll keep a more positive mindset because you're thinking more with your subconscious mind way of thinking than you are with your conscious mind way of thinking. So like I said, I hope each and every one of you all got something out of this morning, inspiration this morning, that is truly a blessing to you. Because like I said, I'm sent as your messenger by God to inspire you each and every day with my morning inspiration, to give you something to think about every time you go out the door, if you're going to work to a 9 to 5, or if you're building a home-based business, or whatever you're doing. I just want to inspire you to achieve more in life because you deserve better. And I want to let you know that you can have better. But the only way you can have better, you got to believe better. That's your subconscious mind way of thinking. You got to receive better. And you got to trust that you can do better. And those things, you will get what you're looking for in life. And like I said, thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my morning inspiration. And I just pray that this inspiration that I've been doing since I've started this morning inspiration, that, God put me on this journey. And like I said, when God moves in your life and God tells you to do something, the best thing I could tell you to do right now is listen to what he's telling you and follow his steps. Because if you listen to God, when God is moving in your life, you'll see your life change. But if you doubt God, then you doubt yourself, because God is inside you. And he comes out of you when you believe in yourself, when you trust yourself, when you have confidence in yourself, when you know that you can take yourself to the next level. But like I said, do me a favor, like, comment, and share on this video, because I believe that there is somebody out there that needs to know how they can get over that battle that goes on in their head of you versus you. Because if you don't know how to deal with the battle of you versus you, you will never overcome it. So I pray and I hope that this morning inspiration, these words that I gave you, way of dealing with it, when it comes to the battle that goes on in your head of you versus you, it has been an inspiration to you. And like I said, once again, I just want to thank each and every one of you all that have been listening to my morning inspirations. And I pray that they have inspired you in some type of way, and they have encouraged you to move on further in life and to live a better lifestyle than what you're living right now. So, but my thing is, you just have to be able to do what you need to do in order to get to the next level. But the first thing that you need to do is to learn how to deal with you versus you. And the only way you're going to learn how to deal with you versus you is to think more with your subconscious mind way of thinking and think less with your conscious mind way of thinking. And you will go far in life. But once again, like I said, I love each and every one of you all. Thank you for stopping by my morning inspiration. And once again, my name is Greg Young, coming to you live from Davenport, Florida. I love each and every one of you all. And remember, I love you and God loves you too. And have a blessed day and be safe. Whatever you do out there, be safe. If you're working 9 to 5, work safe to protect yourself and others. If you're driving on the highway, drive on the highway safe. Be a cautious driver. so you can protect yourself and others as well. And if you're working from home, let all your thoughts be clear thoughts, make wise decisions, and do what you need to do to take your life to the next level. So God bless you all. I thank you for stopping by my morning inspiration, and goodbye. Have a blessed day.